23rd of April 2020. A lot of things to share with you because a lot of things happened since we were last together 10 days ago. The first thing, it was yesterday, we've announced the first quarter numbers and revenues for this group with a decline of 17% as we expected in total revenues and fee streams. But you have to look at it in two different phases. The months of January and February were actually okay, 60% occupancy for the entire network, diminished by half, only 30% occupancy in the months of March. And I have to admit that the month of April is going to be even tougher, a much smaller number, probably less than 10% of occupancy, which is no surprise here. We expected that with all this epidemic growing, all this confinement of one country after the other, of course, we've been closing many hotels over the last 30 days. As of last night, we have 3,100 hotels being closed out of a network of 5,085, so which is 62% of the entire network is today closed. Again, expected, nothing that we did not anticipate. But we're not alone here. At the same time, we've been facing that enormous debacle, what I called uncharted territories, the unknown, the world of unknown. We got all the help needed from everybody around me, including all the government, health authorities, nations, European Central Bank, providing billions of euros and or dollars to help all the industry, certainly ours, to cope with that disaster. But there's also another message today which is worth sharing and probably admitting altogether. It is not getting worse. For the first time over the last 10 days, I can tell you, it's the exact same level of hotel being closed. That 3,100 was the case 10 days ago. We're no longer closing any hotel. It's probably exactly the opposite. Gradually, certainly in China, we've been reopening a number of hotels. Actually, out of the 382 hotels in China, they are all reopened as of today. So are we doing in South Korea. So are we likely to do very soon in Denmark, in Norway, in Germany, in Slovenia, in Austria. And by the same token, in many of those countries, the epidemic is also not worsening in terms of numbers of new cases and numbers of casualties. I know by saying that you have very notable exception where the epidemic is still spreading, certainly in America and maybe in some other South America continent. But there's one thing which I'm learning every day passing, but one thing which is striking and formidable is what makes us so different. Over the last 4 weeks, and all of us coping on this crisis, I had to recognize that the unicity, if it exists in English, of Accor is the local roots DNA of this company. Each of you listening to me, Accor's ability to react differently in so many different countries, with so many different people, with so many different administration, is not only remarkable, but I don't know whether it exists in any other organization. We're being able to get information, listen to that information, reflect on it, decide locally, not seek permission from the top. And that ability to act means that I guess we've never been so close to our people. And the All Hearts Fund is one of the example of us getting closer and closer ever than ever with a lot of those individuals who makes Accor so powerful. And many of those don't speak French, they don't speak Italian, they don't speak English, they don't speak German, they don't speak Spanish, but they speak in the Asian language and many other languages. And we listen to them and we understand what they have to say, what they have to tell us, so we're helping them. We're doing the same with the owners. We've never been closer to the owners and also sharing with them the pain. We've been closer than ever with local communities, trying to help. And we've been closer than ever to government agencies and national authorities. And on that topic, why am I insisting upon it? I'm insisting because there is that element of generosity that we talked so many times all together, which exists. It's not a fake. We have so many proofs of us showing a hand to those who need it the most. But we are today into that phase where I told you, we are still in a tunnel, but we see the light finally at the end of the tunnel. I don't know what that crisis is going to be over. But I can tell you, all the discussion we have with all the nations, all the government agencies, all the health authorities, Accor is becoming one of the actors in which they seek our advice. We help them on preparing methodology, calendar, when should we be reopening, should it be gradual, should it be different between countries, what are we learning from what actually worked in China. And so by being an actor, that level of energy that we have put so immensely well placed on trying to cope and address the crisis and trying to cut costs and trying to take indispensable but tough measures with many of you, now we're putting the same level of energy with the light just facing us on trying to rebuild and trying to be prepared for the reopening. So my message for you is, and I said it so vehemently for the last 6 years, Accor will never be a spectator of his own world. Accor is indeed an actor, more so than ever, in 100 countries. But the message of hope. I know, and I've been receiving hundreds, probably thousands of messages from many of you. The confinement is terrifying. It is enormously stressful. It is painful. It is disturbing, to say the least, and a lot of you have huge difficulty to cope with it, and you have enough of it, and it's being too long, and it's going to last another 2 or 3 weeks, another 4 weeks. Seeing the light may not be good enough, but bear with me, which is why I want to give you so many news. Whatever you're going through, as difficult as it is, I promise you, soon enough, we're going to be in a much better water, and we're going to be doing exactly what we meant to do, is start for this rebound, start for reopening, re-welcoming a lot of guests. And we're going to do this better than ever and with even more passion than we ever did. So that's where we are. I give you a big kiss. I keep saying it, but I keep meaning it. I love you immensely. Bye-bye.